Welcome back to my channel. I'm actually in the middle of filming another video, but I got a notice that I have a book that's due this time tomorrow. So I essentially have 24 hours to read this book, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but we're gonna try it. So what book is it, you might ask? It's this one. I have not picked it up yet. I've wanted to. So I think that this video is going to be my Taylor Jenkins Reid vlog. We have here two books that I own. I have Daisy Jones and the Six and One True Loves. I've heard nothing but amazing things about One True Loves, and I've heard mixed things on Daisy Jones, but I want to try it anyway. If you saw my book haul / little free library video, you know how excited I was to find that, just because I really want to try it. I also have Malibu Rising, which was really hyped a couple of years ago, but I'm excited to start this. I have to start with this because I only have the next 24 hours and I can't renew it anymore. So let's get into it. Okay, just an update after reading one chapter. Don't love the language, and I'm not talking about the parts in this. Actually, let's address that. There are parts in here that they're like speaking in Spanish, and I understand some of it, but I don't understand all of it. That's not what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. Do you like how the first chapter opens up and like how it like sets up the entire plot of this book based on what I know anyway? So I appreciate that so far. Let's get further into this. Okay, it's several hours later. It's about 11:30 at night. I have made really good progress. I have about 160 pages left, I think. I'm really enjoying this story, how quickly it goes, how much it explains what you need to know without being boring, and there's a little bit of a romance element, but that's not the main focus, and I appreciate that. There are some issues that I have with this. The good outweighs the bad thus far. I'm enjoying it. This has been a good experience so far. It makes me want to go play tennis. I literally, when I was a kid, I took tennis lessons, but other than that, I know nothing. So anyway, that's it for tonight, and I'll be back to this tomorrow. Just a casual update. I am about 30 pages from the end. It's so intense. I was not expecting all the feelings, and there's so much I could say about this, and I'll have to talk about it very, very quickly, and I'll have to talk about it after I return it, just because I'm trying to speed read it because I only have a few hours left. I should finish it in the next few minutes actually, but there's a lot that I wish wasn't in here, but there are also so many good quotes and just moments, and I definitely want to get my own copy of this and annotate it, because there's a lot that I wish wasn't in here, but there's also a lot that I have never related more to in my life, and I want to be able to annotate it. So anyway, enjoying. I have about 30 pages left. Let's finish this book.
And when you dance, I'm
I have to get this to Auntie. Yes, I am actually crying from that last page. That was so much better than I anticipated. Like I've said many times, there are a lot of things that I wish weren't in here, just like unnecessary to the plot. The actual plot line of her tennis comeback career situation is fantastic, and there are so many good quotes in here. So I don't know if I'm gonna go 4 stars or 4.5, but definitely somewhere in that range. Like, if it didn't have all of the things that I wish weren't in here, it would be 5 stars. But the way that I rate, I do take into account those things as well. But it's fantastic. I definitely would recommend this. It does have a lot of language in it. I would say it's not, most of the time, it's not overbearing, but it is a lot. I don't know how to explain that. It's such a good storyline. And there are some really great quotes. I'll just keep saying it all day long. I really do want to have my own copy and annotate it because there's some really relatable things for me personally. Anyway, that's it for this book, and now I gotta go return it to the library before it closes. Okay guys, it's a few hours later. I just got home from a small group and dropping off those library books. Well, that library book plus the other ones that I had to return. I put polls on YouTube and my Bookstagram asking which of the 3 other books. I literally didn't even say like which one should I read next. I just like put polls up and let you guys vote for what you thought. And the winner, okay, on Instagram, 50-50. Not helpful at all. Don't appreciate. 3 people voted for one book, 3 people voted for another, and then no people voted for the third. But YouTube, you guys were helpful. And the winner of the 3 remaining books is Daisy Jones. So we're going to get into this because that's what everyone voted for. Now, I had some people messaging me, kind of like telling me some warnings about stuff that's in here. We'll see if I like this, if I get into this, or if I DNF it. I don't know. But, like, I really, really enjoyed Carrie Soto, but there, like I said multiple times, there were a lot of things that I would have preferred were not in there. It's not going to stop me from reading. Carrie Soto, I wouldn't quite even call it cracked door. It definitely was not open door, but you knew what happened without it being descriptive. I don't know if that makes sense, but if this is open door, then I'm gonna skip that. But I hope that it's more like the last one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I might not even like this. I really, really enjoyed Carrie Soto, but that has a lot to do with like the comeback story and the like fighting for something that's so important to you. And like, I'm not sure about this one because it might just, I don't even know the plot of this book. But I'm gonna stop rambling and start reading. So let's do this. Sorry for the weird angle, but okay, I don't know if I'm getting bored or tired, but I am closing the book for the night and I'm gonna go to sleep and get back to it hopefully tomorrow, fingers crossed. we'll see. This one definitely, well, for one thing, it takes place in the 70s. It has a lot of references about things that were more common. I'm saying. I'm tired. It has references to, like, maybe I'll just talk about this tomorrow. I don't know if I've talked to you about this at all today. I have no idea. It's the next night, though. My thoughts on this book have gone out of my head suddenly. I will say this book is somewhat what I was told it is thus far anyway. I'm not that far into it. I'm really not making great progress on it. And I will say, like, I'm interested in the story, but I'm not engrossed in it. I'm not like overwhelmingly have to read this book, like have to know what happens, because it's really just vibes. And it's really just the story of this music group. It is what people warned me about. There is still language. What gets me, there are also sexual and drug references, because this is a book about a music group in the 70s. And that is very much the cultural thing at that time. So like it makes sense, but I still don't love it. If you know what I mean. What I do love about this, and I'll actually show you, just to like give an example, but I love the writing style. I love the format of this book. If you can't tell, it's essentially written as if it's in interview style of all the characters. So they are telling the story, but it's like almost like a documentary. I don't know. I really love that unique format and writing style. I think something about that is so innovative, almost. I just really appreciate that she wrote this book in that format. Definitely loved Carrie Soto so much better. Like, I flew through that book. Kind of had to because I had to return it to the library, but like, I really, really, really enjoyed it. And this one, I'm just kind of like working my way through it, you know, and kind of thinking like, what am I going to read next? Which I did not feel that way at all with Carrie Soto. So I'm not adoring this by any means, but I am getting through it thus far. I have not come across anything that's just like too far for me personally. But if I do, then it will be a DNF. But for now, I'm interested enough to continue and to have been able to say I read it when I finish it. So that's the situation. I'm going to sleep. Coming at you with a unpopular opinion, but I think I am gonna DNF this. Not that it's terrible, it's just not necessarily what I want to be supporting on my channel. There is so much, and again, it's the 70s. Like, I understand that was the culture at the time, but it doesn't make it right. There's just so much drug references in this, as well as sexual references. But what really is getting me is like, it's like a drug reference on every single page, and I just don't want to keep reading. I feel like where I stopped right here was a good ending. Like, it's a good success story, at least in my mind at this point. I want to pretend that this is all that there was. I do always have a little bit of FOMO when I DNF a book. It's like, what if I would have really loved the ending? But I just don't think that this is something that I want to be promoting or supporting on my channel, because it's almost like I could sit here and say I don't recommend this, but it's also like, well, you sat there and read it, so what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So I think I am gonna DNF. I'm gonna move on to something else that I'm really excited to read. So here it is without a bookmark, and I'm closing the book. It is going on my page. I need to look now at the polls and see what you guys voted for between. So we have Malibu Rising, which in full disclosure, I'm not as excited about this. I just kind of want to read it because everyone seems to have read it. I'm really excited about this because the plot sounds so good in One True Loves. I don't know. We shall see. Let's see what people voted for. The only one that I still have access to is my YouTube poll, which I'll show you, but on Instagram, no one voted for this, and half the people voted for this. So this is already winning, but let's look at the YouTube poll. Well, plot twist, out of the 18 votes on YouTube, this one had 28% and this one had 16%. So I guess I'm picking up Malibu Rising. I feel like maybe this will have more vibes like Carrie Soto, which would be nice. I'm not sure. I'm not like dying to read this, but maybe I'll like it. I don't know.
One thing I have to say about this author, I love that she will like reference other books, her other books and her other characters in different, like, she will in one book reference characters or a book from another book in this book. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just love that. Like, imagine being an author and being like, I'm going to talk about a book, but it's going to be my book, you know? I'm going to talk about a character, but it's going to be my character. Like, I love that. I love that.
Okay, so I have simultaneously posted on social media about this twice, but also zoned out twice, and I'm barely into it at all. And I'm not sure that this is going to be the book for me. If it was centered on the main character that the book opened with, then I would definitely be interested. But it looks like it's following like her and her family members, and I'm already not fond of one of the family members' storylines because it basically right now is just an open door scene and not necessarily, yeah, it basically is. And I am just not here for it, especially at like the beginning of the book. Really, I think I am gonna DNF that, even though I feel like that's a fail. Like, the whole point was to try these books, but like, I'm not even excited to read this. I only wanted to read it because everyone else did, because I feel like so many other people did, and I don't think it's gonna be for me. I really want to try this one, and I hope I'm not gonna be disappointed by this, but we shall see. We shall definitely see. Okay, but did you also have Dr. Pepper flavored lip balm? Because same, and I feel attacked. If you know, you know. Okay, it is the next afternoon. I spent this morning, gosh, what did I do? I had a meeting. I had to deal with some stuff. I filmed a TBR and got that up for you guys. Kind of a surprise video I really wasn't planning on doing. And now that it's the afternoon, I am finally getting back into this. You know the letter that she wrote to her husband. This is not spoilers. This is all on the back cover. The letter that she wrote to her husband after he was presumed dead. Oh my gosh, that, I know that I'm not reading it from the same context as her, but that hit. I love it. Can't wait to continue.
You got it all.
many conflicted feelings and not that far to go. Not far from the ending. I have like 15-ish pages, a little bit more than that. I'm mad at the main character because I disagree with her decision. I understand the thought process, but I can't go into it without being spoilery, but I firmly disagree with her decision and the idea that, like, it is what it is, like, can't do much about it, like that kind of mindset. I disagree. I'm gonna keep reading, but I will say that I loved the first half, not loving the second half. I'm frustrated because look at all these tabs. Those tabs. Like, this author can write a quote, a relatable quote, but the content of the book frustrates me, with the exception of Carrie Soto, who can do no wrong, except for she did, because anyway, I'm frustrated. I almost feel like I want to unhaul this book now after I just tabbed up the whole thing. And I love the cover, but I firmly disagree with the decision. We'll see how this ends. I fully disagree with the ending of this book. And I feel like the second half just totally ruined the first half that I loved so much. But she still can write a good, relatable quote, like I said in the last clip. Like, what am I supposed to do? I want to unhaul this book, but I love the cover and I love the quotes. So I'm going to hold on to it for a minute. I have so many thoughts, but I can't share them because they're spoilers. If you've read this, just know that I fully disagree with her decisions and her reasoning. I'm not sure what to rate this. Somewhere in a 3-star range, unfortunately. I definitely thought it was going to be a 4.5, but no. It simply is not, because I fully disagree. So that's unfortunate. But anyway, let me head over to another clip so I can wrap up this video. Finished one of these, DNF'd 2 of them, and I don't anymore have my copy of Carrie Soto, which is my favorite of all 3, ironically, but because it was a library book, I don't have it anymore. But I would love, like, if I came across one in a little free library or at the used bookstore or Goodwill or something, I would love to have my own copy of that. It was definitely my favorite of the 3. This is getting unhauled, and it is on my Pango. If you are wanting a copy, $5 on my Pango. I know that Pango Books is having a Labor Day sale, so it may still be $5 off. So if you're wanting this, check it out. And this will get returned to the library, obviously. Taylor Jenkins Reid is probably not an author that I will try again unless I'm like really convinced that the story will be something I'll enjoy. I think part of what I loved about Carrie Soto is she was working towards a goal, like there was meaning behind it. I'm fully aware this girl, she had to make a decision, but like, why rush through it like that? That's the way I feel. Why did this take place in the span of like 4 days? I think that is what's really getting me. Anger. Anyway, I don't think I can like calmly express my opinions on that, and I can't do it anyway because it would be spoilers. But anyway, I'm done with this. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't even remember half of it, but I hope this turns out to be a good video. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new and you want to stay tuned for future videos because I have a lot planned. The one that I was working on before this was actually like an ebook reading vlog, which I have some ebooks on here that I am working on reading my backlist. I have Caraval, The Attic Child, Easy Darker. And then I also have well, it's not the full book, but beginning copy of a book that my sister's working on. So I am going to be reading all of those in the next video. So stay tuned for that. It'll be fun. Well, I don't want to promise it's the next video because I might do something else in between, but it's definitely coming. I'm working on it. I'm really enjoying Caraval, so yeah, stay tuned for those thoughts. Hopefully it doesn't, fall apart, but that is everything. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts on these books. If you have a completely different opinion, I would love to hear it. If you have the same opinion, let me know. And I will talk to you all next time. Bye.